Every Dollar Tree store has a handful of items that quietly fly under the radar, not because they're bad, but because they're too good. And once word gets out, they sell out fast and don't always get restocked in time. A store manager who's worked the floor for years, and who asked not to be named for obvious reasons, recently handed over a short handwritten list during a slow Tuesday shift, folded up and slid across the counter, almost like he didn't want anyone else to see. His words, not mine. These are the ones we keep behind stock more than anything else, and half the seniors who come in don't even know to ask for them. 12 items made that list. Some are the kind of thing you'd expect. Practical, useful, built to last longer than $1.25 price tag suggests. A few are genuinely surprising, the kind of item you'd assume only exists at a specialty medical store for 4 or 5 times the price. We're going through every single one, in the exact order he wrote them down, with why each one made the list and what it usually costs everywhere else. If you or someone you know shops Dollar Tree regularly, you're going to want a pen ready by the end of this, because some of these sell out within days of restock and don't always come back the following week. Let's get into it. Number 1. Silicone jar opener grip pad. This is the one he said gets asked about by name once word spreads through a neighborhood. It's a flat, textured silicone pad that grips jar lids, bottle caps, and even doorknobs when wet hands make everything slippery. Unlike a rigid opener, it flexes to match whatever shape you're gripping, so it works on things a standard opener can't handle. Round, vase-shaped lids, oddly shaped medicine bottles, even a stuck cabinet knob that's been sticking for years. The silicone doesn't crack or go brittle in cold weather the way cheaper rubber versions do after a season in a drawer, and it wipes clean with a damp cloth in seconds. Specialty kitchen stores sell nearly identical silicone grip pads for $5 to $7, often bundled as a jar opener kit with 2 or 3 sizes included. At $1.25, it's one of the simplest, highest value grabs on this whole list.
Number 2.
Extra large numbered magnifying glass with LED light. This one genuinely surprised him when it first came through the shipment. A real magnifying glass, glass lens and all, with a built-in LED ring light, powered by 2 small replaceable batteries, sold for $1.25. It's strong enough to read fine print on a prescription bottle or a phone bill without straining, and the light means it works just as well in a dim room at night as it does under a bright kitchen lamp during the day. He said this one restocks the slowest of anything on the list because word travels fast once one person in a building finds it, and it's not unusual for an entire shelf to clear out within a single afternoon. Lighted magnifiers with this magnification strength sell for $12 to $20 at pharmacies or vision aid specialty shops, which makes this one of the single biggest markdowns anywhere in the store. Number 3. Foam toilet seat riser cushion. Not something anyone loves talking about, but genuinely one of the most requested items once people know it exists. It adds a few inches of cushioned height to a standard toilet seat, making it noticeably easier to sit down and stand back up without straining knees or hips, which matters more than most people realize until they're the one dealing with it daily. The foam holds its shape well and doesn't compress flat after a few weeks the way some cheaper padded seats do, and it fits standard-size seats without any tools or installation. Similar risers marketed specifically for mobility support sell for $15 to $25 through medical supply catalogs purely because of who they're targeted at. At $1.25, the markup difference here is one of the largest on the entire list. Number 4. Weighted, wide grip utensil set. A simple 3-piece set, fork, spoon, butter knife, but with thicker, slightly weighted handles that are noticeably easier to hold steady if hand tremors or grip strength have become an issue over time. The added weight actually helps reduce shakiness rather than making eating harder, which is the opposite of what most people expect from a heavier utensil. And it's a detail borrowed directly from occupational therapy design. Specialty adaptive utensil sets built for exactly this purpose are sold through occupational therapy suppliers for $18 to $25 for a comparable 3-piece set. This is one item the manager specifically said we can't keep on the shelf once a local senior center found out about it and started sending residents in by the handful. Number 5. Automatic pill bottle opener. This is the item on his list that looked the most out of place for $1.25. A small plastic device with a raised rim that grips a pill bottle cap and lets you twist it open using leverage instead of a tight pinch grip, built specifically for standard prescription bottle sizes. It works on both push-and-turn child-proof caps and plain twist caps without needing extra strength or a second hand to hold the bottle steady. Devices built for this exact purpose are sold through pharmacies and adaptive living stores for $8 to $12. He said this one gets requested by name from customers who saw it mentioned online before ever setting foot in the store, sometimes holding up a photo on their phone at the counter. Number 6. Non-slip drawer and shelf liner roll. A wide roll of textured, non-slip liner meant for kitchen drawers and shelves. But he said the real reason it made the list is how often it gets used inside medicine cabinets and on nightstands to keep pill bottles, glasses, and small items from sliding around and tipping over every time a drawer opens. It cuts easily with regular scissors, lays flat without curling at the edges, and stays put without any adhesive residue when repositioned later. Comparable non-slip liner rolls at home organization stores run $6 to $9 for a similar length. Small item, but easily one of the most versatile on the whole list. Number 7. Extra wide, cushioned cane tip replacement. For anyone using a cane daily, the rubber tip wears down faster than most people expect, and a worn tip loses grip exactly when it's needed most. On a wet sidewalk, a rainy parking lot, or a smooth tile floor. This replacement tip is wider and more heavily textured than the standard tip that usually comes pre-installed on a new cane, giving noticeably better traction on tile, wet pavement, or uneven ground. Replacement cane tips sold through medical supply stores or pharmacies commonly cost $4 to $6 each, and buying 2 or 3 spares at Dollar Tree instead adds up to a meaningful yearly savings for something that genuinely needs replacing every few months of regular use. Number 8. Digital countdown pill reminder timer. A small battery-powered timer with large digital numbers and a loud, clear beep meant to sit on a counter or nightstand as a visual and audio reminder for medication times throughout the day. It's simple by design, no app, no syncing, nothing to configure incorrectly at 2 in the morning, which he said is exactly why it works so well for the customers who buy it, especially compared to phone-based reminder apps that get dismissed and forgotten. Comparable medication reminder timers, marketed specifically for this purpose, sell for $10 to $15 through pharmacy chains and specialty catalogs. At $1.25, it's one of the most requested items once one person in a family finds it for a parent or grandparent. Number 9. Foam-padded compression grip garden tools. A small 2-piece set of hand tools, trowel and cultivator, with the same wide foam-padded handles found on higher-end adaptive garden tools, designed to reduce strain on the wrist and fingers during light gardening or potting work on a porch or patio. The foam grip stayed fully intact through a full season of outdoor use in his own test, without cracking, peeling, or going stiff after being left in a garage over winter. Adaptive garden tool sets built for ease of grip use are sold through specialty garden and mobility stores for $15 to $20 for a similar 2-piece set. Number 10. Large face analog wall clock with high contrast numbers. A simple wall clock, but with oversized black numbers on a plain white face, designed to be readable from clear across a room without needing to walk up close or reach for glasses first. The mechanism runs quietly, which matters more than people expect in a bedroom or den, where a loud ticking clock can become genuinely irritating over time, especially at night. Comparable high contrast, large face clocks marketed for low vision use sell for $14 to $20 through specialty retailers. He said this is one of the top gift purchases seniors make for their own parents once they discover it exists at this price. Number 11. Cushioned kneeling pad with side handles. Built for gardening or light floor work, this padded kneeling mat has raised foam handles on each side that make it noticeably easier to push up and stand back up afterward, rather than relying entirely on knee and hip strength the way a flat pad requires. The foam is dense enough that it doesn't flatten out or lose its cushion after repeated use, which he said is the most common complaint customers have about cheaper foam pads elsewhere. Similar kneeling pads with support handles sell for $12 to $18 at garden centers and home improvement stores, again largely because of the added ergonomic handle design. Number 12. Large display digital kitchen scale. The last item on his list, and arguably the most surprising, a compact kitchen scale with an oversized digital display, easily readable without glasses, useful for anything from portioning food for a specific diet to weighing mail or small packages before a post office trip. It runs on a simple replaceable battery and holds its calibration reliably over repeated use without drifting off after a few months the way some cheaper scales do. Comparable large display kitchen scales sell for $12 to $18 at kitchen supply retailers. He said this one restocks unpredictably, which is exactly why it made the very end of his list, the one item he said to grab immediately if you happen to see it sitting on the shelf. 12 items, all sitting at $1.25, and every single one of them exists elsewhere in stores that charge anywhere from $4 to $25 for the nearly identical product, usually because of exactly who the item is being marketed to. None of these require asking an employee for something in the back, and none of them are secret in the sense of being hidden. They're simply easy to walk past on a normal shelf if you don't already know to look for them. If this list helped you spot even a few things worth checking for on your next trip, you already know more than most people walking into that store today. And if there's someone in your life who could use this list more than you do, this is exactly the kind of video worth sending their way before the next restock comes and goes.